As we see the 3-on-1 here, the action up the middle, down the right side, and it'll be taken down out around the 36-yard line.
And both of these teams are feeling desperate, trying to settle in to get a win.
1st and 15 from the 41. Newman takes the snap, hands it off, and the Vipers get to Fofana in the backfield for a loss of about 4.
That's Katroy Queen, the Mud Dog, making a big play from the defensive end position. They had to change the play up. Originally, that was going to be a fake to Fofana and then a handoff to Liberty coming around the outside on that motion. But when they had the penalty, they had to adjust the play because obviously the motion gave it away on the dead play. But after a penalty and a bad first play, it's 2nd and 20 for the Hawks.
And it's Newman back at quarterback. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Pressure's coming. He runs out left, still looking to throw. Now scrambling, picks up about maybe a yard. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and majorly long, and gave the Hawks this pretty solid field position. And now it's Liberty at quarterback.
Ditches the gloves. He throws them behind him, and now he's going to just run around and try and make a play.
Yeah, looking to scramble, breaking free of 2 tacklers, and then taken down for a short gain, and it's going to bring up a 4th and long. Backs against the end zone.
Now, when these guys walk up to the line of scrimmage, you might notice that number 8 looks like he's not supposed to be standing that far back, right? That's Mark Diggs, the quarterback. So appearances may be deceiving because, especially after what we just seen from the Hawks, this guy can play the position.
He tosses this one towards the right side, the near sideline. A short gain. It'll bring up about 2nd and I would say 6. Inside the 10-yard line, you just want to gain some yardage.
Yeah, the goal really here is to get a first down or 2 so you can change the field position as Diggs drops back and fires.
This one caught at about the 20-yard line. A nice gain out to the 25 and a first down for the Vipers.
When you can get those plays, that's going to open up some things for the Vipers. Number 4, Tay, wide receiver, just running a hook pass. Diggs hits him on time. That's always there in the A7FL. And you look at the replay here, just puts it on time, releases the ball on time. Not the best throwing motion you've ever seen, but hey, that's a first down, and the Vipers are on the move.
So now Diggs back in the shotgun, looking to throw. Pressure coming, gets that out in time, and it's knocked away, incomplete. It hit the hands of Momo, the tight end, but he just couldn't reel it in.
So, Jack, we're just coming off an NFL draft weekend, right? Teams in the NFL, they were adding players. If you look at what Diggs did on that play, he went through his 3 progressions. Now, if you look at the instant replay from the quarterback position, you saw his first read covered. He looks backside, which is a really tough thing to do with the amount of time sometimes you get in the A7FL. Doesn't see it on his second option. Then he checks down to his running back, and his running back betrays him with a drop. But, hey, so they can't do that again.
Diggs in the shotgun, looking to throw on the slant. It's through the arms of Tay, and that is going to bring up 4th and 7, and you have to imagine this is not 4-down territory just yet.
The Vipers stopped themselves with 2 key drops on 2nd and 3rd down where it would have been a completion for both. They do get the first down deep in their territory, and they kind of shift field position, which, like we said, was probably the goal of that drive. But they could have maybe even got a touchdown if they complete that slant. On the Hawks side of the ball, their first shot at offense, they lost 13 yards. So Bobby Newman back at quarterback, Liberty in the backfield. Let's see what the Hawks can do on their second possession.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Newman holding the ball at quarterback, Liberty to his right. He's got a receiver up top and on the bottom. Back to throw. Looking, pressure coming, and he's taken down in the backfield. And again, the Hawks in a compromised position on 2nd down.
Yeah, the Vipers are sending 4. They might drop back a linebacker, but
Newman back to throw. The screen is batted down, If you want to play as hard as the Vipers' defense is so far, you need to try BioHemp Plus all-natural CBD, specifically formulated for pain relief. For free shipping and 20% off your first order, head to biohempplus.com and use the promo code A7FL. BioHemp Plus, redefining your CBD experience. Again, that's biohempplus.com and promo code A7FL.
And don't forget, Jack, not just for you, for your pets
dogs.
too.
Yeah, your dogs, your cats, any pets you have. Don't be
I don't
selfish.
trust cats. I don't trust cats. As we see the replay here, they're trying to set up the screen. You get easy pressure from the Vikings, but when you're dropping that in, you got to get a little bit of arc on that.
Yeah.
Bobby Newman is not a traditional quarterback, and although he is a very good football player and has the nickname the one big play, you need more than just one big play when you're playing quarterback.
Newman scrambling, looking to throw. Not much doing. Pressure coming. Finds Fofana. He tosses it to Liberty, almost loses the ball, and now they're going backwards. Liberty trying to break free, gets some room, and gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage.
And that is a lot of effort, Jack. That is a lot of desperation. That is a lot of work to get just back to the original line of scrimmage. So not only did you see Bobby Newman under pressure, running back and forth, trying to find a lane, he then dumps it off to the eligible wide receiver that came in to kind of seal the edge. Gets lost, but it's only a 2-yard pass. But it's still not enough for the first down, and we got to get a throw off.
All they can do is get it to 4th and 9 at the 38-yard line, and that would have been enough for a first down if they didn't lose 10 in the first 2 plays. As Stensgaard throws it off, this one stays in bounds, and we'll get a return.
And that's Eastman.
Bobbled by Eastman. Now he's wrapped up at about the 27-yard line. Nice coverage by the Hawks. He's in the shotgun. Man in motion. Hands off. On the outside, a nice one-on-one tackle on the far sideline. Looks like it might have been...
Looked like Brandon Hambrick on the tackle. Eastman fought for that extra 2 or 3 yards at the end.
Diggs in the shotgun. Running back to his right. He's back to throw. Looking deep. Has a man. It's caught! One-on-one, a race to the end zone at the 20. At the 10, we get a whistle, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, and that stops what would have been a walk-in touchdown.
Now, Eastman makes the play. You can see the speed. You can see the speed we're all so familiar with Baltimore. He is absolutely sure he didn't step out of bounds. Ball on the 21-yard line going in.
That is as close as it gets. Eastman has that take the top off the defense speed. Now 1st and 10 from the 21.
Most importantly, he caught it.
Diggs steps up the screen. This one's complete. Down the right side, one-on-one. Breaks off one tackle and taken down at the 5-yard line.
And that was like a tight end screen to the tight end Momo.
Put his shoulder down and ran somebody over down there.
He wanted to do the Bobby Newman jump over, but when the defender didn't go low, he didn't jump over him. You see,
gives him the wink at the end.
Diggs just sneaks it out there on the screen, and then there's a ton of room for him. Good tackle there by number 0 on the Hawks. Well, I spoke too soon. Actually, he did not have a good tackle. I saw a good tackle in the play. Definitely more from Dante Brown, who actually brings him down. But that looks like the end of the first quarter here. Both these teams desperate for a win. The Vipers look like they have more answers. The Hawks still in it, though, because there's no easy field position here getting 3 points. The Vipers are going to have to bang it in there. So far, it's kind of what we thought we were going to see. I've seen both of these teams on film. One of the teams, as we can see, has a relatively good quarterback. I mean, he's right now playing just as good as we've seen on these fight games. He's delivering the ball on time, and then, obviously, he's a little unconventional when you look at him, but nobody really cares at the end of the day if you're throwing the ball to where your receiver can catch it. And the only 2 really negative plays that stopped them on the first drive were drops. So Mark Diggs for the Vipers looks pretty good right now, at least good enough to make an impact on this game. And as we start the second quarter here, they're at the 5-yard line looking to punch it in to score and take one of their first leads of the season.
Yeah, the one big play all game came from Diggs on that reception with Eastman that went for about 30 yards, and now they're in business. Handoff near the goal line, trying to drag him down by the jersey, and it looks like they're going to get a stop right on the doorstep of the goal line.
Yeah, that's number 23, Roger Lewis, on the carry. Looked like he had a touchdown, but the Hawks were able to just barely hold him back. That's number 25, John Loro, out there doing all he can to get him from getting it in. And then the swarm tackle there by the Hawks. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And this one, a quick snap and another takedown.
John Lewis stopped in almost the exact same spot. It looked like a replay, but it wasn't, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2, Jack.
Yeah, and that brings up an interesting spot here. You know, it is definitely 4-down territory. You got 2 chances here from the 2-yard line. 3rd down. You had 1st and goal from the 1, and now you've lost not only a yard but 2 downs, so let's see if they can punch it in.
Well, that's the thing about this league. You're not going to get 3 points by getting close. You got to actually get it in.
Another handoff up the middle, fighting for yards, and they take him down short. I believe that might have been, what is that, number 5 in the backfield, Slick, the bigger running back, trying to put some size there and try and run it in, but no dice.
That's 2 consecutive plays stymied at the goal line. You got to think on 4th and goal. The one thing that is a little bit questionable about, you know, the size of Mark Diggs maybe is he can't really give you that run option maybe. I'm not going to take it completely away from him. Maybe he has the ability to, but on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, they come out with 4 linemen, running back in the backfield, and a wide receiver at the top of your screen, single coverage.
A huge 4th down from the 2. We get a whistle beforehand.
I don't know if they lose yards on that.
Yeah, that's going to go. It's going to go against the defense. Wow.
Well, that might be why they were able to so easily stop it, is because they cheated, Jack. Half the distance to the goal. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1.
It's not much of a difference, though. I mean, you still got to punch it in from the 1, 4th and goal.
It's pretty much the same situation if you're the Hawks. If you're the Vipers, you're in a tough spot because now your 4th and goal call wasn't a simple dive up the middle. So that's what the Hawks should be expecting here. If it were me, I would go play action. But even though I'm not the fastest, I might have a little bit more foot speed than Mark here, as Diggs has the power backfield.
Fakes the handoff. Now does hand it off. A fight for it, pushing towards the end zone. Did he get in? He's short. A big stop for the Hawks on 4th and goal.
So as these 2 desperate teams are fighting for it, you can see that the Vipers, between the 10 and the 10-yard line, they have the speed, and they should have scored on that one big throw. So that stepping out of bounds is now going to haunt and loom huge for the Vipers, as they basically did everything they needed to take the lead, but it's still 0-0 as the Hawks stand tall on 4th and goal.
A huge play up front. It was Bobby Newman really dragging them down on that last effort, and you could just see these 2 teams need and want a win desperately. And so now they start on the 1-yard line, 1st and 10. Not the most advantageous spot as Liberty takes over a quarterback. Takes it himself, working to the outside, has some room, and gets it out all the way to the 10-yard line. Mike Liberty, so dangerous.
So you said a key word there. You said that Mike Liberty takes over at quarterback. But as you can see, when Mike Liberty has the ball back there, it's basically like
running back.
He's basically either playing what some would call a wildcat, as we look at Diggs. 3 for 5, 82 yards to start the game, but there's 2 drops there, so he should have a perfect sheet to start and over 100 yards.
And then Eastman with that big reception, 48 yards, but what that graphic doesn't tell you is he stepped out of bounds. It probably should have been 60 and a touchdown.
As Stensgaard is at quarterback, hands it off to Liberty, plenty of room.
Liberty fighting for that extra yardage out past the 20-yard line, and he is taking over right now for this Hawks offense.
He's already got about 20 yards on this drive. They started the ball on the 1, and they're at the 22, so my math serves me correct, Jack. That'll be 21 yards on 2 carries. You're seeing Stensgaard back there at quarterback. They took out Bobby Newman. If he's back there, more than likely, he's probably going to be handing the ball off to Liberty. And as we've seen in this young A7FL season, that's probably the best play for the Hawks offensively.
Stensgaard and Liberty in the backfield once again. Stensgaard will start with the football.
And the way he's holding it, he's looking to run.
He fakes the handoff, the option, working to the outside, and he gets it out to about the 31, 32-yard line. So this Hawks offense moving. If you love what you're watching and you want to keep it going all week long, join A7FL Nation on social media and get in on the action. You want highlights? We got the crazy highlights from all the games around the league, plus all the amazing jukes, all the big hits, and how about a behind-the-back touchdown pass?
Maybe one or two.
Like or follow the A7FL on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and you can always find our latest news at A7FL.com. Again, that's A7FL.com.
So Liberty 3 for 14 yards. That's because he's got a couple of losses.
Yeah.
Stensgaard back under center as they're going to continue to probably run the ball on 2nd and 3.
Stensgaard fakes the handoff. A little screen to Liberty. The pressure coming, and they take him down in the backfield.
I don't know what the
Leak
Hawks...
and AJ getting to Liberty on the screen. They sniffed that out with no problem.
Yeah, I don't know what the Hawks are thinking there on the 2nd and short, because basically the game plan is just get the ball to Liberty. But you see, it's a very terrible play-action fake, and he throws it way too early, doesn't set it up. Terrible blocking by the offensive line. So as great as Liberty can be, when you got 2 men on him in the backfield before he gets started, what else are you going to do other than get tackled? So it'll be 3rd and about 6 for the Hawks as they started to move the ball on their own 1. But, Jack, without a quarterback option to throw those easy passes that you see Mark Diggs completing, you know, this third and 6 with 9 left in the second quarter is going to be a real tough down for the Hawks.
Yeah, you mentioned it. 9:13 to play in the first half. Stensgaard at quarterback. This time takes it himself, trying to work to the outside. Has some room near the first down marker. It looks like he'll get the spot. And so the ball continues to move for the Hawks.
And a good play by Leak on the 2nd down. On 3rd down, he just can't make the play on Stensgaard, who comes in here playing quarterback for the Hawks, and he looks a lot like how Liberty's trying to play. They're not really going to be running much of a typical passing style offense, it seems. But the Hawks are a hard-nosed team. You saw that on the 4th down and goal, and you see that here as they convert the 1st down. And unfortunately, we have a injury on the sideline. Unfortunately, a guy who has been making some plays here, Leak on the missed tackle.
It looks like he might be cramping up over there.
He's either cramping
Stretching
up. Yeah,
out.
he's back in now. So
And also for the Hawks, Liberty.
He made me feel bad for him. It wasn't even that bad. So Stensgaard, you know, the upper management, we'll say, from the Hawks, takes the ball out of Stensgaard's hands, the quarterback, and turns him into a throw-off specialist. Let's see if he can get it out of bounds.
And he does throw it off. It'll be returnable for Eastman. He lets it bounce. It goes into the end zone, and he's going to take it out of the end zone, it looks like. Working down the right sideline, Stensgaard gets to him and takes him down. That'll end up
So no harm, no foul on the decision, which looked like a bad decision to start. I think he should have caught the ball in the air. It looked like it was maybe a tough one, but Stensgaard with a amazing throw changed the field position and an even better tackle in the end zone. Eastman thought he was going to be able to get out and maybe get a 100-yard touchdown, but
he went down
Stensgaard
hard
right there making his presence known in the game.
So now it's the Vipers on offense. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line after the touchback. Diggs looking to throw. Pressure coming. He throws this one incomplete. It looks like it was behind his intended receiver, Tay. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there.
That one specifically looked like, because he had to move up in the pocket, his feet were not set when he delivered the ball, so that was an incompletion based on footwork.
Every A7FL athlete steps onto the field with one goal in mind, the A7FL Championship, which is why we've partnered with Herff Jones to provide our championship rings and design the new A7FL Championship trophy. If you want to celebrate if you want to be championship ready or celebrate the biggest moments of your life, head to herffjones.com. Again, that's herffjones.com. Diggs back in the shotgun with Slick to his right.
2nd and 10. Tay in motion at the top of your screen.
This one a toss to the right side. Has some room. Bullying for yards. Plowing ahead near the 1st down marker.
And that's Slick there on the carry. We've seen a lot more of Roger Lewis in the 1st quarter. 2nd quarter, we're seeing Slick at the running back. But that crack motion, toss to the right, they ran that earlier in the game. This time they get 8 yards. And that's mostly just a good mixture of speed and power from the running back for the Vipers.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and short. about 2 yards to go from the 28-yard line.
And now let's break it down. When it's 3rd and short for both of these teams, when you're the Hawks and you're on offense, the Vipers know that it's going to be a run, so they're gearing up. When you're the Hawks on defense, they do actually have to cover the receivers, so the run play actually might be more open for the Vipers because they have that option with the capable quarterback.
Diggs has a running back to his right. He's looking to throw, though. Slant over the middle. It's incomplete.
But you do
off
have to
the
catch
hands
it.
of Eastman. That would have been an easy first down. But now it brings up 4th and 2 and decision time for the Vipers with about 5.5 to play in the half. And they're going to go for
4th and 2. And I think this is a great move because let's be honest about the Hawks offense. They need 30 yards. They need 90 yards. You know, it's about the same thing as Diggs drops back.
Sets up the screen. This is going to be a first down and more down the right sideline, out of bounds near the 45-yard line. It was Momo. Really nice play design on the crossing route. And that is more than enough for the first down.
Yeah, Momo, his second big catch of this game. Earlier, he had that little dump-off tight end screen. Now he just gets out into the flat. Diggs finds him, puts the ball where Momo can grab it, and the Vipers catch the ball, which has been, a challenge for them at times in this game.
Still scoreless here on Fight. The Baltimore Vipers and the Old Bridge Hawks. This time, a jet sweep to Eastman, breaking free of some tackles. He gets the first down and gets out of bounds around the 48-yard line, crossing midfield.
Yeah, Eastman's got the athleticism and the speed. His nickname on the back of his jersey does say Roadrunner. We'll see if he gets a little meep action here. But on the jet sweep, he gets past Liberty, he gets past Hambrick, and then he gets the first down.
Yeah, nice job shedding some tackles and picking up. That was probably an extra 7 or 8 yards after the first contact.
Yeah, let's give John Loro, the DN, some credit for getting him down eventually. But that was just poor tackling by the Hawks. As you see, Diggs, his line is 4 for 8, 82 yards.
And the 4 incompletions or drops. That is insane.
That's like having a shutout as a pitcher with 4 errors.
Diggs back in the shotgun, evading pressure. Nice moves, gets it out to Momo for a gain of about 6.
Hey, sometimes the only thing you have to do as a quarterback is put the ball somewhere near your receiver. That did not look pretty at all. It didn't spiral. It wasn't good footwork. Wasn't a good throwing motion. And I hate to sound negative because at the end of the day, look what happens. He steps up in the pocket, finds his guy, gets the completion, and his offense is moving. So I'm not here saying that, look, this is a little bit unconventional for Mark Diggs, a quarterback, but so far it's been pretty effective as his only incompletions have been drops.
So now 2nd and about 5 from the 42-yard line. You said it before, the Vipers have really had no problem moving in these situations, but it's when they get closer to the red zone where they really start to slow down. 2nd and 6, actually, from the 42-yard line. Diggs, again, back to throw. Slant over the middle, almost intercepted.
Yeah, he was getting the ball out quick. He does have a good internal clock, and he's been throwing the ball on time, so it's been really difficult for the Hawks, even when they do get penetration on the offensive line, to get pressure. But that throw is just behind the slant, and although a lot of these throws have been catchable, they're not perfect precision except for that one deep throw. So we've been praising Diggs here earlier on in the game, but this is the time. 3rd and 6 is when, as a quarterback, it's your job. And what I would want to see if I was calling a play, every single play in the A7FL, you go with a base formation with your wide receivers, have them run that 6-yard, 8-yard hook or curl, depending on the terminology there. And that's going to be wide open for both sides of the ball here if he just throws it on time. They do have tighter coverage, but I feel like that's where I would go with this one.
Under 2 minutes to play now in the first half. A big 3rd and 6 for the Vipers. Diggs taken down in the backfield. The bull rush from the Hawks. A big stop on 3rd down. And now decision time. The Hawks take the timeout, and the Vipers have to decide if they will go for it on 4th and what's going to end up being about 10.
As well as the Vipers have looked at times on critical downs, so 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, and now that 3rd and 6, they're just not executing. it looks like the Vipers are going to stay on the field with their offense and try to convert this through the air.
Yeah, bold decision here for the Vipers on 4th and 10. You see the timeouts. They have all 3 remaining. The Hawks down to 2 after taking 1 right there. Let's see if they can get a stop. Diggs in the shotgun with a running back to his right. 2 receivers up top, 1 coming in motion. Takes the snap, looking to throw, has a man deep. It's over his head, incomplete. The Vipers turn it over on downs, and the Hawks will have a chance with about 1:45 to play in the first half. They'll get the ball around midfield.
Not very good placement on the post. It's way behind and way above the post. If he puts that out in front, Tay might have been able to make a play.
If you're just joining us, Jack Bartek alongside Corey Hammond here at Asbury Park Stadium. Still scoreless on fight between the Old Bridge Hawks and the Baltimore Vipers. We got about 1:45 to play in the first half. At halftime, we'll take you through all the highlights and first half action from this one before bringing you second half action. And then we got another good one coming up after this. We'll see Patterson U back on the field, one of the powerhouses in this league against the Spanktown Boys.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. We'll see a lot of great offense in that one, especially from the U, as Stensgaard is back at quarterback and fumbles the snap with Liberty.
The handoff bobbled by Liberty, and he is taken down in the backfield.
They have 2 timeouts, and I think they're going to try to play it, as aggressive as a team that can't throw the ball is or can.
So now 2nd and 15. Ball on about the 43. A little screen pass is completed, but a lot of pressure from the Vipers. This one, a short game, but not much doing for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's not going to do it, right? And you see Stensgaard, not a lot of experience back there under center. If you look at the replay, he's throwing from his back foot. So even though it's a real short pass, if you step and throw that, it's going to get to your receiver quicker, give him a little bit more time, and it's going to be maybe an easier catch. But just the design of the play, when the Vipers know that the Hawks aren't a vertical threat, it's not testing the right part of the defense, because a quick screen is pretty much the only pass that the Hawks are seemingly able to complete right now.
3rd and 10. Stensgaard under pressure, taken down way behind the line. That's going to bring up 4th and long. And so now you got to wonder if the Vipers are going to get a chance to get the ball back here.
They have 3 timeouts, so I think they call one right there because they'll get another opportunity. And what we've seen from this game is that the team that does have the more likely opportunity to make a big play might be the Vipers. The quarterback rolls out, and he rolls outside of his protection. He's just looking to run there, and that's a mistake by inexperienced guys under center. You have the pocket, and if he did the play action and then just kind of just hung out there in the middle as opposed to trying to attack the edge, might have had a better shot there and maybe could have thrown a ball downfield, but he was clearly just looking to run, had no interest in trying to throw, and that's why it'll be 4th and long, and they'll have to, and Stensgaard is now going to be able to show off his arm as he then turns into a de facto punter.
And it looks like it's Momo back deep to return this one, but he won't have a chance. It goes out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. So we'll see what Diggs can do. He's had a great day so far. Pretty much all of his incompletions coming on drops until that last one to end the last possession. We'll see if he can find some magic here in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Now takes the snap. Play action fake. Throwing over the middle. Incomplete. Out of the reach of Eastman. Diggs has a running back to his right. Looking to throw over the middle. And another slant. Incomplete once again. And so the Vipers having some struggles here moving the ball. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Some of those plays aren't there, but that one was. If he can throw the ball, get a little bit of the elevation so that the ball can hit him in his hands and his chest, maybe you can make something. But right now, both of these teams are showing their true colors so far in the season. And although they do have players that can make plays at times, it's just a lot of poor execution and a lot of things to be desired on both of these offenses especially.
Yeah, the Vipers have, I think they've looked pretty good offensively. It's just when they get into that red zone, they can't punch it in.
Or on 3rd downs, and in this situation, it's it's an under 2-minute type drill. So you have to have a little bit more precision in your passing game. You have to be able to communicate well so that you can run the hurry up. But on 3rd and 10, they're just looking to try to get the ball to somebody and have them catch it.
So let's see if they can turn their fortune around here on 3rd and 10 from the 25. Diggs again looking to throw. This time over the middle has Momo. It's just a bit short. Catches the turf, and that'll bring up 4th and 10. And this is probably a throw-off situation. It'll be Momo to throw off. Mike Liberty back deep to return. You know he is always due for a big play.
And he's dying to get an opportunity to return this as it'll go out of bounds.
It bounces back in, and Liberty's going to have a shot. Tries to make a man miss, but a great one-on-one tackle by Eastman. And that is going to put the Hawks on the wrong side of midfield near the 35-yard line. Liberty upset with himself.
Yeah, Liberty was his prayers were answered there, as you see the perfect English there as the ball rolls back in. But great play by Eastman, because Liberty might have been able to get at least enough yards to make it dangerous. Now, with no passing game whatsoever, the Hawks, with 35 seconds left, are
it's going to be tough.
They're going to run a reverse. They're going to run a toss pass. They might have Young Moo come in and throw a behind-the-back pass, which he did in the first week of the season. Those things are more likely, to be honest, than a on-time completion down the field from the Hawks. Like we're right now, Jack, I'm hoping to see, a triple reverse, but more than likely with Liberty at quarterback, he's going to line up, he's going to run back and forth, and he's going to look for a seam to take advantage of.
Yeah, this is like a wildcat look almost. You know what to expect out of Liberty. He takes a snap. Now he's faking like he's going to throw. Pressure's coming, and he actually does throw, but I believe Fofana was out of bounds when he caught that ball. Did he get the toes down at first?
It looked close. I mean, we would have to look at the replay there.
Regardless.
Liberty let it go.
Yeah.
He let it go. It took a while. It was probably his fifth option on that play.
Yeah, there was nowhere for him to go running the football. The Vipers were so committed to that run. Fofana was wide open. The throw just takes him a bit out of bounds.
They just can't turn the ball over here and have a negative play to end
29 seconds to play. 2nd and 10. Liberty scrambling with it up the middle. He's going to get enough for the first down, but the clock's going to keep running unless they use a timeout here.
Yeah, Liberty's always good for that, right? He's good for tarred nose running, finding a little bit of a seam, attacking it, and making you think twice about how you're going to feel tomorrow making that tackle.
1st and 10 now for the Hawks. Liberty once again has it, tosses back to Newman. Newman trying to escape pressure, and he's taken down. A big sack on 1st and 10, and that one looks like it's going to bring us to halftime.
Yeah, Leak is getting his food there eaten on the what we'll call the reverse pass, more of a toss pass. But really, somebody's got to block number 27. That's I hate to throw linemen under the bus, but Corey Pearson, number 77, with the Matador blocking there.
That was just a great job by Leak sniffing that one out and getting to Newman. So that does take us to the half, a total defensive battle in the first half.
But in a game where it's 0-0 and the defenses are playing great, this is potentially for a team your best opportunity to get points on the board. A lot of teams have made their living in this league on the 3-on-1, making huge plays.
Yeah, and if you're unfamiliar with the league, the runoff means the returner starts with the ball, and here it is. At about the 50-yard line, the ball comes loose on the ground, and it looks like the Vipers came away with it. A golden opportunity for the Hawks, and they squander it.
Wow, because that would have been a huge change in momentum and confidence for the Vipers, maybe confidence for the Hawks.
Jaquan Mister on the return, and he just had it popped out.
Yeah, Hambrick makes a great defensive play there, but Stensgaard is just lost there. I mean, it's hard to find a football once it starts bouncing around, but if he kept his feet, he would have been able to jump on it. Somehow, the Vipers jump back on it first when they only got one guy out there to the 3-on-1, because that's the one thing I do know about the 3-on-1. It's pretty easy math. And an opportunity there for the Hawks wasted, and the Vipers, collective sigh of relief as they start 1st and 10. Great field position as they start on their 47-yard line.
See if they can make it sting. The toss to the right side, it's slick. Contacted behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to be dragged out of bounds. It looked like that was Fofana on the defensive side of the ball.
When you have a play design, right, you have that man coming in motion going for that crack block. you have to have some kind of counter or play action or some kind of other look to it. This is the third time they've run that toss, that crack toss, and the Hawks are just all over it. One thing the Hawks are as a defense is relatively smart. You know, they got a lot of guys that have a lot of experience, either in there right now playing or from the sideline kind of giving coaching tips. But you see the flow there by the Hawks defense stops the toss, and a 2-yard loss for the Vipers brings up 2nd and 12, ball on the 45-yard line.
So now with the 2nd and long, another handoff, this time right up the gut. Slick takes the handoff, and he is taken down with a nice gain of about 5.
Flakes there on the tackle, number 48 for the Hawks. They try to run it up the middle, get a little bit of a good block, but not enough space for him to make a real big play. But it'll be 3rd and 8 now for the Vipers, and this is where they've struggled.
If you want to feel as good as the Vipers have defensively today, you need to try Biohemp Plus. For free shipping and 20% off your first order, head to biohempplus.com and use the promo code A7FL. Again, that's biohempplus.com, promo code A7FL. We got a 3rd and about 8 now from the 49-yard line. Let's see if the Vipers are able to convert and make this first drive of the second half count.
Motion again.
A little jet sweep has some room on the left side. That's going to be enough for the first down. So some creative play calling for the Vipers gives them enough. I believe that was Tay coming on the end around, and he gets enough to move the chains.
But a first down, they're on the move. They're at the 42-yard line going in for the Hawks as they look to take their first lead of not only this game but the season.
1st and 10 from the 42. Another handoff to the left side, and this one's going to go for a first down.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's another jet sweep. Pretty much the exact same play call. And the Hawks, although they are playing real well defensively, doesn't look like they have the speed at the edge of the defensive line, so the jet sweeps have been able to get to the open field, and good blocking downfield converts it for a first down.
That was Tay once again, almost like deja vu on that one. You said it, the same exact play call, same exact guy, and the same exact hole opened up on the left side.
And the key right there is, you know, he doesn't get a great block, but Eastman is in Hambrick's face long enough that Tay was able to gain yards on the play as Hambrick was trying to break free of the block. So 1st and 10, ball on the 30-yard line for the Vipers as they're moving the ball pretty easily on the Hawks defense.
And this has really become the troubled area for the Vipers all day. As they move closer to the end zone, the offense becomes more and more stagnant. This time Diggs looking to throw over the middle, almost picked off.
As we got 2nd and 10 for the Vipers.
10 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, now 2nd and 10. This one handed off up the middle. Slick has some room. He bounces it to the outside, trying to break free. A flag flies. This will go for a gain of about 5. We'll see if it stands after the penalty.
So where that flag was thrown, it's usually a good sign of a holding call as they fake the jet sweep because the jet has been killing the Hawks, and then they go for the slash up the middle. There's yards there. And Slick was able to get some of those yards. Honestly, it's a great play by Hambrick to even get him down. But it looks like the penalty is going to be waived off, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
And they get to 5 yards anyway.
Yep.
Man in motion is Tay. Fakes the handoff, now gives it to Slick. Slick has some room, down the left side, racing for the end zone. Tiptoeing the sideline, he's pushed out of bounds, but a big gain for the Vipers as they move inside the 10-yard line, maybe all the way up to the 5.
So they do the same thing. They ran the 2 consecutive jet sweeps, and then they ran the 2 consecutive jet action dives. And Slick there actually finds an open hole as Hambrick gets blocked there on the play. But these Vipers need to learn how to slither up the sideline, because if he can stay in bounds there, he'll get the score. Now, the closer and closer, Jack, an offense gets to the goal line, it sometimes seems like that it's an easier play. You know, now this is tough sledding for the Vipers as they look to punch it in.
1st and goal from the 9. Diggs on the end around. Tay is into the end zone for the first score of the game, and the Vipers take a 6-0 lead pending the extra point conversion.
On that drive, that jet action, whether they actually gave the jet to Tay, on the wide receiver, or they slash it up the middle with Slick, the Vipers finally get on the board with a great run and pretty good effective play calling there as they take advantage of a play that continues to work. They call it over and over again, and the Baltimore Vipers are on the board with 6 points, take the lead as they line up here at the 10-yard line to go for the 2 points.
Diggs will take it in the shotgun. A receiver on each side, 4 blockers in front.
Yeah, they move the ball up to the 1 to 5 to do the 1-point conversion.
Oh, what a catch in the end zone to convert the extra point and take a 7-0 lead.
And he just snatches the ball out of the air. That is Katroy Queen, the Mud Dog, playing tight end, getting into it with the 1-point conversion. Diggs puts the ball just within the reach of his tight end.
Check out a second look at that one. Into double coverage, floated it right into the hands of Queen. We've seen him make some great plays defensively, but now making an impact on the offensive side as well.
And the Mud Dog doing the dirty work for the Vipers as they take a 7-0 lead here on the Hawks. They drove up here to kind of get a reminder of L.J. Smith's ever-presence in this booth. They drove up here on all the way up I-95, and they came up here not to just play some football, but to get a win. And right now, 7-0 looks like a commanding lead with the Hawks' struggles, but they do have an opportunity here with their first drive of the second half to change the fortunes. You see there, 7 plays, 52 yards, 5 of them, Jack, with that jet motion, and they're able to punch it in with Tay, 31 yards and the 5-yard touchdown run. Slick there, he had 3 rushes for 35.
And that jet sweep really killed the Hawks defense. It took just under 37 minutes, but we finally have a score as the Hawks look to answer back. They return the 3-on-1 throw-off. It's going to be Young Moo as he's encroached by the defenders. Working down the sideline and can't tiptoe it. Steps out of bounds. I believe they'll mark him at about the 34. Yeah, 35-yard line. That's where the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. Jack Bartek alongside Corey Hammond here on Fight. The Vipers broke through for the first touchdown. Liberty and the Hawks look to respond. Starting out with a handoff, Fofana pitches to Newman. Now he throws over to Liberty. Total chaos from the Hawks. Liberty trying to break free. Spinning out, and he's taken down for a big loss.
And that is a microcosm of the Hawks season. They are not scared to put in the effort. They're going to do what it takes to try to get something done. But when they hand off to Fofana, nothing there on the replay as you see quick pressure and penetration from the defensive line. And then even though it's legal, Bobby Newman is only able to throw it 2 yards. The only option that they have as the Hawks is to get it to Mike Liberty. And the Vipers know, and they corral him at the sideline. And although he makes it real difficult to tackle him, he eventually is down for a 5-yard loss in what could have been and just an easy 2-yard loss on the original handoff. Turns into an exciting 5-yard loss and a 2nd and 15 for the Hawks.
7-0 Vipers here on Fight. And you saw in order to take down Liberty, had to take a few stitches out of that jersey. And it's still sitting in the backfield as he takes the snap in the shotgun here. Looking for some room out near sideline. Not much doing. He gets back about to the original line of scrimmage, but I mean he fought hard for those about 5 yards, and
5-6 yards.
This is tough.
I think when you're lining up and you got a guy who's just going to run it back there, that's what you're hoping for. So if they can stay on schedule with these plays, if they get 6 yards a pop, you do the math right, they're going to get first downs. But when you get a play like they just had on first down where they lose 5, as exciting as it kind of felt at times, but the Vikings know what's going to happen right now. The ball is not going to get out there, and on 3rd and 9, Liberty looks to throw.
And he's looking deep over the middle as Newman in triple coverage, and it bounces away incomplete.
Yeah.
So they gave it a shot.
They tried, and Liberty actually let go of the ball, which is something that we can't say for all the Hawks quarterbacks. It was relatively close to Bobby Newman, and he was looking to make that one big play. But in triple coverage, that would have been a huge play. As you look at the rushing yards for Liberty, 7 rushes for 45 yards. He does have like 3 catches for negative 17 yards because they've been trying to screens because that's the only pass they seem to be able to complete, but it's just not getting there. We had a lot of big talk earlier on in the pregame with Tommy Stensgaard, and this has been his best contribution in the game.
As the throw-off knocks out of bounds at the 30-yard line, the Vipers are going to have a chance to extend their lead here on Fight.
Yeah, that's Joe Jennings, who would have been one of the bigger return guys we've seen in the A7FL if he got a chance.
This one has been a pretty good one so far. We got a good second game coming up as well. Patterson U taking on the Spanktown boys. Patterson U looking to stay sharp. I mean, they have refused to lose all the way going back to the Back in Motion tournament in August. They have looked untouchable, looking to continue that today here on Fight.
Yeah, the last time the U lost was in the 2019 championship games to the Immortals. The Pennsylvania Immortals, a team that doesn't exist anymore. But the U since then have looked unstoppable, especially on offense, with Huff, an MVP candidate, making plays all over the field with his legs, with his arms, with play calling that has been top-notch. And that second game features a 2-1 versus a 3-0 team, as the Vipers have 1st and 10 at their own 27, up 7-0.
Diggs, the same exact play, faking the jet sweep, handing off to Slick, and he gets about 3 yards. So they're just going to continue running that same exact, jet sweep option and then hand off to Slick if it's not there. Well, it seems like every time.
It's good play design, because what the jet sweep does is it forces the defensive edge to widen out, because they're not fast enough at that position to just make the play. So when you wide out to the jet motion, what the defensive end ends up doing is opening a lane for Slick or one of these running backs to get that dive inside. So it's pretty good play design by the Vipers, and they've been using it to their advantage here in the second half. Now, the Hawks did a little bit of a better job stopping that. It's only a 4-yard gain, but it's still much better than the offense that they've been able to put up, as it looks like they're going at it again.
2nd and 6 from the 33. We got a whistle here, and a flag comes out. It's going to be encroachment on the defense. Big scores lead to big wins, which lead to the ultimate glory, the A7FL title. Get yourself championship ready by heading to herfjones.com. Again, that's herfjones.com. Boy, do those rings look pretty.
Yeah, champion has a ring to it, doesn't it?
Take a second look at this hit here on the last offensive play before the penalty.
Yeah, and that's just a good solid tackle.
It's the form tackling that you get here in the A7FL without the pads.
Yeah, he even did kind of stick his nose in there a little bit, but he makes contact with the shoulder, and that's the way that you need to tackle to keep yourself safe, especially when you don't have that false protection that a helmet provides.
So now it's going to make it 2nd and short, about 1.5 yards to go.
Here's that motion.
On the 38-yard line. This one handed off to Slick again, up the middle. He's going to get the first down. He's bullied back a little bit, but he gets more than enough to get to the 40-yard line.
That looks like 31 McGee there. Two pretty good defensive plays in a row by McGee. He's now playing linebacker. Kind of can sniff out which plays are coming, whether it's the jet or the dive. But regardless, even though it's only a short gain, it's enough for the first down, as the Vipers are on the move again.
But they are really only down by a touchdown.
Yeah, if they can somehow make a big play happen, I don't know how they're going to do that, Jack. I don't know what the answer is. But if that's the question, if they can make something happen, it's just as easily a Hawks win as they've been in the position the Vipers were in before. Remember when the Hawks were playing the Spanktown boys, which we will see in the next game coming up against the U. Spanktown came back on the Hawks, and the Hawks can do the same if they can get something going.
Little screen pass out to Eastman. He gets maybe 1 yard before he's taken down by Liberty. Liberty doing it all for the Hawks team.
Yeah, when you're watching Hawks, you know who Liberty is. You see him all over the field doing all that he can. He is the type of player that is a winner. He's a state champion in high school. At all levels of football that he's played, he's been successful. And the tournament last year with Salas, he was one of the breakout players, you might be able to say. But without a quarterback this season for the Hawks and consistency at that position, all his great effort, all his great talent has kind of been put to waste.
So now Diggs in the shotgun, running back to his right. They run the same jet sweep, and this time it's handed off to Eastman. He's got room down the sideline, breaking free, and he stepped out of bounds once again. It would have been another easy touchdown. And for a second time, Eastman can't keep his feet off the sideline.
Now, that's a really tough call for the ref, and it's a tough play for the ball carrier going up that rail, right? When you're playing on a field that doesn't have a clear, defined sideline, and we're not trying to say the A7FL doesn't have it, but that's one of those situations where you got to make sure that you're in bounds. Now, it's a tough play, it's a tough call by the ref, but when you're trying to make that execute that play that gets you that big time win that they're looking for here, you got to make sure you don't go out of bounds, especially after the first half one.
They do get the first down, though, so 1st and 10 from the 49. This time a handoff up the middle, stopped for about a gain of a yard or two.
Now they have to keep. Now that's not successful, right? Roger Lewis, the running back there, doesn't get yards on that play, but they have to keep that defense honest by handing off the dive. As we end this third quarter with the score 7-0. Here's the extra point conversion. A great catch by the Mud Dog as the Vipers are up 7-0. I guarantee they come in the jet motion. Here it comes.
Same jet motion. Diggs fakes the sweep. Now he's looking to throw. Has a man deep downfield, wide open. This is going to be a walk-in touchdown for Jeremiah, and the Vipers have broken it open, a 13-0 lead.
The defense went offside the last time they had that play called, where they had the fake jet, the fake dive, and the basic waggle out of it, if you're really talking about it. But hey, the Vipers drive all the way up here as they're dancing on the sideline. A great touchdown pass, wide open as you're going to get in this league. And Diggs does not disappoint. Make sure he gets the ball to him. And it's a walk-in touchdown for the Vipers as they take a commanding 13-0 lead over the Hawks.
It took them about 2 quarters setting that one up with the jet sweep action. I mean, they ran it probably 15 to 20 plays in a row now. And they finally see the payoff with the touchdown. Jeremiah, I mean, that's about as easy as it's going to get in this league. Hits the gritty in the end zone, and now an extra point conversion away from a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, last week we saw Ashanti-worthy gritty into the end zone. I think that's the unofficial wide open touchdown dance so far. If I get a chance against BIC tonight,
I need to see that.
Somebody's got to teach me whatever this gritty thing is. I'll probably attempt it, and it'll end up being some other stupid TikTok dances.
And here's the jet sweep action. Eastman reaching for the pylon, and he's down just short. A great play by Liberty to take him out at the 1. Wow. I mean, that's as close as it gets.
Yeah, the official call on the field from the zebra there is that he did not get in. As we look at the effort here by Eastman, he's been plagued by the sideline in short plays. That's a real close one.
Wow.
Because all he's got to do is break that plane, and when the ball touches the pylon there, that's an obvious official breaking of the plane. His knee's got to be down, as that is a scoring play, and it probably will get a...
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Corey.
Here officially, that might be point for the Vipers.
I thought he was in.
I always skew offense as we got a train coming by here in Asbury Park. Let's see when his knees down, knees up, knees down.
I think his second knee might have just touched the turf. It looked live up here like he was in clearly.
Yeah, if I'm calling that and I'm the ref, I'm giving him the point, but it's got to be. The call on the field was that he was down.
Yeah, so you got to have indisputable evidence.
Indisputable evidence to turn it around. And since that was so close, as you look at the drive there, an easy drive, 4 plays, 63 yards, and 60 of them coming on that touchdown pass.
So we see the 3-on-1 throw-off here. This is going to be well short. And I'm just going to say, this is important here. It's going to be a runoff for Liberty.
There's 14-14 left in the fourth, and Liberty has a scoring opportunity. This is like a Steph Curry three-pointer from like 30 feet. There's a chance. Now, it's not your best option, but for the Hawks, maybe it is. As he gets a running start, the Vipers are going to have to start their coverage 50 yards away from Liberty. And the one thing Liberty does on these that I don't necessarily love, because you can't get contact, is he goes for contact. He's got to go more for the jukes here and more for the space.
Trying to break free, but being closed in on, and he gets it all the way to about the 43 before he's taken out of bounds. So a nice game, but the problem is the offense has been so anemic that, even though you get good field position.
It feels like a letdown because he didn't get a bigger play.
Yeah.
Very good coverage on the 3-on-1 for the Vipers. They didn't over-pursue. They made Liberty kind of find a shift or a spot, but once they get their hands on him, they don't let go. That jersey's ripping more and more each play.
Yeah, no matter if you're on or off the field, staying safe is the number one priority. That's why we've partnered with ZoomBang, brought to you by Marshawn Lynch's Beast Mode. ZoomBang utilizes unique polymer technology to protect you no matter where you are. For more information, head to ZoomBang.com. Again, that's ZoomBang.com. Marshawn Lynch, I'd say he knows a thing or two about protecting himself.
Yeah, and for the type of runner that Marshawn Lynch was and always will be in our hearts, as he's no longer an NFL active player, this type of league is the type of action that you'll see from him. Good throw there by Bobby Newman. Gets a catch, gets a pass downfield. I'm speechless that the Hawks were able to do that so far, but if they're able to do that, then they have a shot in this game. It's only 13-0, 13-28. First big offensive pass play for the Hawks as they move the sticks and get within scoring range. That'll be down to the 22-yard line.
Wow. I mean, that is shocking.
Now,
that's what they've been missing all game long.
Here's the key for Bobby Newman. He had the time, and he stepped into the throw. It was a fake quick screen that ended up being like a flood route. He finds zero over the middle, makes a big play as the Hawks convert, and maybe a little bit of life here.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Newman staying at quarterback.
They come in that same trips formation to the bottom of your screen.
Liberty coming in motion, and we get some movement up front. We'll see. It's going to be a false start offensively.
Yeah, the miscommunication on the offensive line. Bobby Newman is livid right now. His face is not red because he's out of shape. I don't know if that's also the case. His face is red because he is ticked off because they had a chance, and now it's 1st and long.
So now he starts with Liberty to his right. A handoff up the middle. Liberty trying to break some tackles. Gets all the way to the 15-yard line.
And Leak has to take his pants off to get him down. That's a good burst up the middle. And you see when Liberty's able to play his natural position, he's able to make plays. He's able to get yards.
He is so dangerous back there. It feels like any time he touches the ball, you're ready for a big play.
Well, and also, it's just a simple run, and he gets 6-7 yards. So that's really what you want from a running back, is to get you that tough, hard yardage. And in the fourth quarter, you know, the Vipers might be breaking down a little bit on defense as the Hawks have been able to find some holes and are starting to move the ball on offense themselves.
So now it's going to be a 2nd and about 5 or 6 from the 22-yard line. We got just over 12 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, so this one far from over.
For the first time, you see Paul Ioannidis here at tight end for the Hawks.
Newman takes the snap, hands off to Liberty. He's dragged down by the jersey. A huge play. I believe it was Katroy Queen grabbing onto that number 2 jersey of Liberty, stretching it out and dragging him down.
So that 5 yards last time was a penalty on the Vipers that gave the Hawks a 1st and 5. But a great defensive play there by the defensive line, getting penetration, not letting go of that ripped jersey for Liberty, and it'll be 2nd and 5 with a no-yard gain.
Yeah, so the Hawks get lucky with the penalty. That loss doesn't hurt them too bad. Now it'll once again be 2nd and 5 from the 22, almost like a reset.
And what you really want if you're the Hawks is to find a way to build on that positive pass play. It was almost a gimmick. It was a fake screen, go, run around, find an open guy that's wide open as Bobby Newman drops back on 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw over the middle, has a man. It's just out of the reach of number 0 in the end zone. And that one hurts. That was a big chance.
That was an opportunity. Now, it's not an easy throw, but it was a throw that Bobby Newman, if he made it, you know, they would have been picking him up, jumping all over the field, but it'll be 3rd and 5 now as they miss on the chance for 6.
If you want to invest in the future of football, head to A7FL.com/invest. Again, that's A7FL.com/invest. Really cool crowdfunding equity campaign. You could be on the cutting edge of it. Imagine if you were able to get on the NBA, the NFL, the UFC early. This is your chance right here with the A7FL.
As the feature athlete is Paul Ioannidis, the Greek beast. We see him entered into the game just a couple plays ago. Back out as the Hawks will be 3rd and 5. Twins at the bottom of your screen. Liberty in the backfield.
Newman takes the snap. Quick pass over the middle. It's through the hands.
That's Big Angry.
Oh.
And he's angry with himself, with Bobby Newman. They send the tight end screaming up the field, and if Newman's able to just get it to his hands, it's an easy first down conversion. But
and
now,
more.
Yeah, and maybe more. Maybe a touchdown. But now it's 4th and 5. They got to find some answers here in the passing game because they're down by 13. They're running out of time and energy on the defensive side of the ball as the jet sweep action for the Vipers is the Hawks' new kryptonite.
And this might be the last life for the Hawks. It's going to be Liberty in the backfield, 4th and 5 from the 22.
And he's saying to himself, I can get 5 yards, but the mistake is he might have to let go of the ball.
9 minutes to play,
Got a guy wide
scrambling,
open.
works up the middle, at the 10, inside, at the 5, breaking tackles. And he has the first down, moving the chains for the Hawks and keeping them alive. Look at that jersey from Mike Liberty.
Yeah, the Italian, you see what he's got underneath there. They are undressing Mike Liberty because he is doing it all. Now, look, he gets the first down on 4th and 5. Let's give him credit there. But Al-Hassan Fofana, number 42, comes on a drag all the way across the field. And if you could see him, you'll see him late in the screen here, right there. And he came across, and he was wide open. But Liberty's just a little bit unsure of himself as a quarterback, and he says, hey, look, I know what I can do. He does it, gets the first down, and the Hawks still have life here in the 4th quarter. As he's just absolutely disrobed by the Vipers. They don't want that man wearing clothing, apparently.
1st and goal from the 5. Liberty back there once again. Fakes the handoff. Pressure coming. He's trying to work outside. Jersey grabbed again. Still fighting. And he's finally whistled dead. And he is frustrated in the backfield.
If he can get a tighter jersey on that isn't
they
flapping
couldn't
in the
grab
wind,
it.
they can't grab it and they can't stop him. He's really mad because he feels as a man and as a tough football player, that's not the way you need to play football. But look, the Vipers are coming in here. They're doing everything that it takes to win. And on 1st and goal, Liberty just doesn't have enough to get it out of the grasp of what looked like leak there.
Yeah, nice job. That would have been an easy touchdown if they didn't get a hold of the jersey.
Yeah, if they didn't get those 2 fingers on that jersey, it was definitely a touchdown. But Liberty's holding the ball like a loaf of bread out there.
Yeah.
It's a wonder that on 2nd and goal he didn't fumble.
2nd and goal from the 7. Newman at quarterback. He's looking to throw, trying to avoid pressure. Floats one up. It's caught for a touchdown. Al-Hassan Fofana is there, and the Hawks have life in the 4th quarter.
Bobby Newman, there's the one big play at least, and he's going to have to make at least one more. But a touchdown pass, which is rare for the Hawks, drops back, looks at the slant from Liberty, sidesteps, flicks it out there to the wide open Fofana, and a touchdown for the Hawks. Life here in the 4th quarter.
That is a fine job by Newman, evading some pressure and getting it out just in time to Fofana. And now the Hawks will go for 1 from the 5-yard line, looking to cut this down to a 6-point deficit.
And you've seen what Mark Diggs has been able to do for the Vipers. We talked about it early. We've kind of, chuckled to ourselves. Not the stereotypical looking quarterback, but if you just get the ball out to playmakers and they can catch it, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Newman out of the pocket, diving for the pylon. No good, and Newman can't believe it.
Yeah, he's not spiking that because he's saying it's a score. He's spiking that because he knows that 3, 4, 5 years ago, he has the burst to get around that corner. It looks like he has it there. And what I've learned plenty of times is that open field, when you don't have the speed, erases itself real quickly. And if he leaps maybe into the end zone, goes full airborne, he might be able to convert it. But that's a big stop for the Vipers as they now sit still with a 7-point lead. If the Hawks were able to convert that, as you see Bobby Newman giving it all he's got, limping off the field. They don't want to lose this game. They're doing everything they can to try to win it. Bobby Newman here, 6 plays, 47 yards, couple completions there for the first time in this game. Touchdown pass to Fofana. Not able to convert the extra point, which is going to be potentially big here. But Jack, as much as the Hawks have looked like they've been on life support all game,
it's a
they
7-point game.
aren't dead yet.
What a game we have had today as we get set for the 3-on-1. It's going to be Stensgaard to throw it away. This one will have the distance, and it will be returnable for Eastman.
As he steps out of
my
bounds
goodness.
again. Look, when he gets home, he's got to learn something. Just stay away from the sideline. It can't be close because you're getting called. And as much as he wants it to be the outside of those hashes, it's the hash. So he's stepped on it 3 times now as the Hawks are able to convert the field position change. Tommy Stensgaard, number 13, who we were told in the beginning of the pregame warm-ups was going to make his impact known with his arm as a quarterback. Most of it's been able to be seen on those 3-on-1s, whether it's the punt type, I use air quotes, 3-on-1, or like he does there, a good throw, stays to the sideline, doesn't go out of bounds, forces Eastman out of bounds again, an unforced error more than likely. And now the Hawks absolutely need to stop this jet action offense from the Vipers. They haven't been able to so far in the second half with 2 touchdown drives. Let's see what they can do here, as I guarantee one of these guys goes in motion.
Yeah, with 7 minutes to play, a little bit of luck for the Hawks. Let's see if they can make it pay off and get a stop here. Diggs fakes the jet sweep. Now hands off to Slick up the middle. A nice gain of about 5, so that'll bring up second and about 5 from the 16-yard line.
Looks like the Hawks were maybe going to be able to stop a no gain, but Slick there able to kind of contort his body, roll, and get that extra burst for a 4-yard gain where it could have been lost. And Eastman, as much as he's been plagued by the sideline, he's putting up pretty good stats. 3 catches for 75 yards, 3 rushes for 21 on those jet sweeps.
Could have a lot more.
This game would be a lot more wide open for the Vipers if he didn't step out of bounds those couple times.
But they still hold a 13-6 lead here. If you're just joining us on Fight, Jack Bartek alongside Corey Hammond. The Vipers looking to put it away. Fake the motion now, and we're going to get a penalty flag. That's going to be a false start.
False start, 5-yard penalty. Big penalties on the Vipers have cost them here.
Yeah, Diggs called for motion, didn't get it, and that'll set him back 5 yards.
So big 2nd and 12 here.
And it's caught over the middle near the first down marker.
I don't know if that's going to be
the Hawks are looking to see if it's incomplete.
Now, Trey there, number 4, initially catches the ball in the air, but Liberty was able to bring him down and maybe force the ball out. I don't know if that's going to be considered a fumble. Because it's considered a fumble, he recovered it. So he catches the ball, 1-2 football moves, pulls the ball out. He gets it back somehow.
I guess they're going to say he was down before the ball bounced out. And so that'll bring up 3rd and short. 1 yard to gain for the first down for the Vipers. Yeah, this will be a huge one with 4.5 minutes to play.
That slant's been there all day for the Vipers. They finally convert it on a 2nd and long as they come back here on the jet motion.
Eastman gets it in motion, has some room on the sideline, more than enough for the first down. And
guess what?
Time is running out on the Hawks.
Now, that's obviously a little bit more of a forced out, but that sideline man for Eastman, that's not where he likes to be. But the first down is huge because, look, you almost knew it was coming. They've been holding the jet for when they needed it because they've been kind of going with that jet motion and faking the jet, going with the dive. They score the touchdown on the fake jet, fake dive play action. But it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Vipers as they look to run the 4-minute offense opposite of the 2-minute where they're not looking to score. They're looking to chew clock.
Yep. They'll run that same jet action again. Fakes that sweep and now hands it off up the middle. I believe that was Roger Lewis in there, running back. He gets about 2 yards, but more importantly, the clock continues to tick down on the Hawks.
Yeah, by the time we get to the next play, it should be about 3 minutes, and the Vipers are doing what they need to do. The fact is that this has been a tightly contested game between two desperate teams that are looking for their first win of the season, and we've got some hard-nosed football so far today. As it's still undecided, we got 3 minutes left. The Hawks are kind of looking for their own little miracle as we see the jet motion again.
2nd and 7 from the 37. The jet sweep. The Hawks looking for a penalty here.
Yeah, if he resets, then it's not a big deal. He's got plenty of time because there was a timeout as Diggs sets up the formation to avoid the penalty.
Lewis to his right. He's looking to throw now. Quick screen. Momo has it, and he's got room down the left side. He's got a block. He's working past the 50 at the 40. Finally dragged out of bounds. A huge gain for Momo on the screen. And that one might be the final nail in the Old Bridge Hawks coffin.
Now, he goes out of bounds, but still, it's not under 2 minutes, so the clock is going to still continue to run. That is an easy pitch and catch there because of the amount of different things the Vipers have been able to do here, specifically in the second half. Momo's been more of a standout when he's been able to get the ball in his hands. When Diggs has missed him, obviously he doesn't get it, but when the ball gets to him, he's been able to make big plays. As you see, Mark Diggs dropping back, finding a man. Momo sees the open field, gets some great blocking, and just doesn't tackle himself with the stumble there.
So you take a look at the player of the game, Mark Diggs from the Baltimore Vipers, 9 of 18, 209 yards and a touchdown.
And you look at his stats there, and that's part of the game, but part of the reason that this team has won is his play calling. They've been going to this jet sweep action, been putting a lot of pressure on the edge of the Hawks defense, and that's where they're really winning this game.
Here it is again, jet sweep to Tay. He finds the outside edge, picks up a couple of yards, and is knocked out of bounds. Under 2 minutes, the clock will stop at 1:57.
You have to remain disciplined. You have to remain focused. And to be honest, both teams have struggled with penalties here, which is maybe why when you look at the standings for both of these teams, they're towards the bottom as opposed to the middle or the top.
Yeah, you certainly can't have that if you're the Hawks. Now it makes a 2nd and 7 into a 2nd and 2 from the 30-yard line.
And 2nd and 7, you got a chance maybe to get back in this game. At 2nd and 2, one more first down pretty much seals it for the Vipers as they go in motion with the jet.
Calls for motion on the jet sweep, fakes the toss, now hands it off, and this will be taken down for a loss, so it'll bring up 3rd and 3. Still life for the Hawks, though very little. Now we get a timeout from the Hawks, their first of the half. A 13-6 Vipers lead with 1:50 to play and a big 3rd and 3 upcoming.
So let's walk through the hypothetical here. So after they run the jet sweep, fake, and then the dive, which the Hawks have been able to stop now. They see that play, and they feel comfortable they can stop it in the middle of the field. Now, what I think the Vipers are going to do is they're going to come with the jet. They're going to hand the jet off because the Hawks have not been able to stop the jet for less than 4 yards, which was what they need here to convert the first down. But if you're a Hawks fan and they get a stop here, a timeout will leave them about, as we go for the throw.
Wow, Diggs throwing the slant, incomplete. Liberty in coverage. It makes it 4th and 3. And I'd say this is definitely 4-down territory for the Vipers.
Well, it makes sense to go for it here, but I think the smart play, if you're being honest with yourself as the Vipers, you just had an opportunity to convert 3 yards, and you throw a ball into the ground, right? You do have the jet sweep, which they have been able to run really effectively, but it's a play that the Hawks know. And the last thing you want to do if you're the Vipers is not convert the 4th down, which doesn't require a timeout because of the change of possession. But it will give momentum to the Hawks. They'll think that they have a chance in this game. I would try to throw it off and maybe get it down inside the 10-yard line, 5-yard line. But the Vipers here are ready to go.
4th and 3, the toss play outside. Slick trying to get the corner. He's stopped. The Hawks will get it back with 1:45 to play and a chance to tie the ball game.
Now, Gregory Flakes, 48, is the one that actually makes the tackle, but the play is made by Liberty, who has to wear number 11 because his number 2 jersey has been ripped off of him. So with 1:43 left in the game, 2 timeouts, the decision there from the Vipers is not to go with the jet sweep, which has been working all day, but to go with that toss crack sweep that has worked twice and in the first half and now twice in the second half has not worked, and gives the Hawks life.
Yeah.
As they may be on a respirator. Their heartbeat may be low and barely audible, but the fact is they are not dead yet. And they have Bobby Newman back there, who has already given us his one big play. But they also have Mike Liberty back there, and he's yet to give us a huge play, but only down by 7 with 2 timeouts. If they can somehow get the ball in the air to a Hawks receiver's hands, Jack, maybe, just maybe, the Hawks have enough life here to make this their first victory of the season.
We saw it on their last possession. Now they will start 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
And the momentum here is on the Hawks, but they still have to execute.
Newman takes the snap, hands it off. A lot of room down the right side. Makes a man miss. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. It's a foot race. At the 20, the 10. He's in for a touchdown. And we are 1 point conversion away from a tie ball game.
That is an absolute letdown by the Vipers. That's a very simple play to diagnose and stop. But because there's not that much time left in the game, the Hawks are able to sneak an easy run play out there because guess what? It's not Liberty. So they're not going to run it. But number 0 turns on the Jets, makes the one-man miss, and once he gets into the open field, that's a Hawks score. But Jack, it's 13-12. If you're the Hawks and you've struggled all game offensively, do you go for the 1 or you go for the 2?
It looks like they've decided to go for the 1. Personally, I would consider going for the 2, but they're going to try and tie this thing up with 1:32 to play.
Now, here's the game.
Oh, man.
Here's the game because they still do have the 2 timeouts, and for whatever reason, the Vipers, when they look into close out this game, they're still throwing passes which are leading to incompletions. But with this 1 score, we could get a tie ball game here and potentially some bonus football for the football fans here on Fight. Free bonus football. I'm all here for it.
Newman running back to his left. Liberty at the top of the screen. Fakes the handoff. Looking outside. It's over the head of Liberty. Incomplete.
That's great play design. Liberty runs a slant out. And Bobby Newman just can't put the ball in a place that's catchable. He did have to throw it a little bit early because there was some pressure from the Vipers. But as exciting as the Hawks have made it, now Bobby Newman, the tight end, traditionally, misses the opportunity for the tie. Now, look, on the throw-off earlier on in this game, I think it was the opening throw-off, there was a fumble.
It was the open of the second half.
And there's a potential for a turnover here, and we've seen some crazy stuff in this A7FL season. This game looked to be, at times, a potential blowout from the Vipers, and somehow the Hawks were able to gut it out, stay close enough to within striking distance. They get the 1, finally, the big play on offense, the run by number 0, and they just can't convert the extra point. But with 1:32 left, they have 2 timeouts. They didn't use 1 there. They still have a hypothetical Hail Mary of a chance to win this.
That was just a heartbreaker for Newman. He had Liberty in the corner of the end zone, just out of his reach. But now, got to get the stop on the 3-on-1. Stensgaard throws it high in the air. It's Eastman to return. It bounces at the 25-yard line, rolls into the end zone, and it looks like it's going to roll out of the back of the end zone and be a touchback. Now, there was a play in the non-game of the week, the 11 o'clock game. The opening throw-off bounced after the 25, stayed in play, and was picked up by the throwing team, and they took over offensively. So lucky for Eastman that one continued to roll out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he was real confident it was going back there because if that somehow is recovered by the Hawks in the end zone,
that would be
game
a
over
nightmare.
Pretty much. Oh, my gosh. Imagine driving down I-95, controlling this game for pretty much, 58 of the 60 minutes, and then in the last 2 minutes having it crumble like that. But the Vipers here with 1st and 10, they got to get 1 first down and it's over. And to be honest, Jack, if they throw the ball here, they're trying to lose this game.
I don't know what they would possibly be thinking. And they run a little fake, and Eastman drops it on the sideline.
As much of an
my
impact
goodness.
as Eastman has made in this game at times, he's cost the Vipers so many more. That incompletion really not that big of a deal maybe in the third quarter. The Cobras always run that play where guy goes out of the huddle, pretends like he's going on the sideline, hides on the sideline, and then it's a quick throw to him.
I saw him setting it up.
That the Cobras and the Gators do all the time down in Baltimore, and it's been very effective at times. And if Eastman catches that, we're talking, Jack, about how great of a play call that is, because he may have scored. The problem is when you put the ball in the air and it's an incompletion. Now, these 2 timeouts, if there's no first down, will allow the Hawks another chance to win this game. And as crazy as this game has been at times, as much as the Vipers have seemed like they're the dominant team, the Hawks right now are sitting pretty with 2 timeouts as long as they can stop the jet sweep.
2nd and 10 from the 20. This one handed off up the middle, and they have Slick taken down for no gain. And the Hawks are not going away without a fight. And after the inexplicable decision to throw the football, the Vipers might pay for it.
Yeah, so play calling at the end of a game, at the end of a half, on third down, on critical situations, play calling is sometimes just as much of the importance there as the execution by the players. So what we've seen in the second half, for most of the second half, is that the jet sweep is something that the Hawks have no chance of stopping. On crucial downs here, Jack, as the clock ticks away, we haven't seen the jet sweep since the last time they converted a first down using that play. So 3rd and 9 here for the Vipers. They might go to the jet sweep. I might go to the jet sweep if I was a play caller. But late in this game, the Vipers have been overthinking it, going with trick plays, pass plays, fake plays, and all those slants open at the top of your screen.
Diggs looking to throw, lets one fly deep downfield. It's caught! Oh, what a catch at the top of the screen. And that one is going to do it. What a way to end the Hawks' day. I mean, just a spectacular catch on the far sideline. It's Tay reeling it in over a defender.
And if Mark Diggs has thrown a dime today, it's that pass right there. He's thrown a touchdown, he's thrown long gains, but that ball right there in a crucial situation for his team, he drops an absolute perfect dime into Tay's hands, and luckily for the Vipers, he grabs a not easy catch over Liberty, and that was a slant and go. So, I'm in the booth here, I'm calling a slant, it's been wide open all day, they do the slant and go and get the first down.
This one hands it off right up the middle. The ball came out.
Gosh.
And the Hawks have it.
And the Hawks
oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? With the game on ice, only 1 timeout remaining for the Hawks. No way they could stop the clock beyond that. They force the fumble, and they get it back at midfield.
These cardiac Hawks are making it a desperation play for a win. They are snatching a victory potentially out of the jaws of defeat, because there's no reason today, Jack, that Hawks deserve to win this game. There is no reason that they deserve, with 1 minute and 12 seconds after a great completion from Mark Diggs down the field to Tay, on 3rd and 9, that they deserve to even have the ball. But they run that dive. Slick, a running back who's been able to kind of power through all day, goes to push for those extra yardage, and the savvy Hawks defense pokes the ball out, gets the turnover, the huge turnover to give them life. But what can Bobby Newman do down by 1 with 1 minute 12 left? Only 1 timeout.
If you're just joining us, Jack Bartek alongside Corey Hammond here on Fight. What a finish we have. All the Vipers had to do was hang on to the ball. They could have went into the victory formation.
They could have legitimately knelt it down and took it to a win. But they go with the handoff. The Hawks have life here late in the 4th quarter.
1st and 10 from the 49. Bobby Newman at quarterback. Can he do the impossible? First play, handoff, right side. Has some room, working out of bounds, and stays up and gets out near the first down. Might be just short, but a wise play to stop the clock with 1:07 to play.
Yeah, number 0 for the Hawks. His name is also Slick, so we got 2 slick running backs here. And
yeah, Rob Whitfield, he had the touchdown run before on the same play.
When you score on a play like that, you kind of have to go back to it, but the Vipers are there to stop it. But he does manage to get out of bounds, so it's still have that timeout, and it's 1 minute and 7 left, 1st and 10.
Now 2nd and 1. They marked him short. They did not move the chains on it. So 2nd and 1 from the 42-yard line. Newman again in the shotgun. Whitfield to his left, takes the snap, looking to throw. Pressure coming. He fights up the middle, looking to break free. Gains a couple yards, but they might have to use the timeout here.
Yeah, they got to use the timeout, and
that hurts.
That's tough because Bobby Newman at times in this league, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago, he's the type of athlete that has the explosiveness to climb that pocket and maybe get into the open field. I also saw number 0 Slick there for maybe a quick little dump, and you're just getting the ball out of your hands, and either it's an incompletion, which stops the clock, right? That's a smart football play, or you're getting the ball in a playmaker's hands who obviously has more speed than you, as we've seen Slick score on that long touchdown. But, taking the sack there, using the timeout, again, Hawks are on life support, barely breathing, on a respirator, but they still have life. And if you're the Hawks right now and you haven't won a game all season, this is what you're asking for. You're asking for the ball in the 4th quarter with 50 seconds left and a chance to win the game. And let's see what they do with that chance, Jack.
They should have never had this chance. Can they make it count? 1st and 10 from the 40. Newman takes the snap, looking to throw. Pressure's coming. He looks down the field into double coverage. Laverty comes away with it at the 20-yard line. They got to rush to the line of scrimmage. 50 seconds and counting.
And they're somehow miraculously able to get it there. And Bobby Newman rushes to the line
and spikes
the ball. 40 seconds left. Now that's just want to. That was not any skill by the quarterback there at the time, Bobby Newman. He's not throwing a dime there. That's just Mike Liberty, a baller,
going up and getting
it, saying, I want the ball more than these Vipers. These Vipers seem like they're losing all momentum, all energy. They have nothing left in the tank. And if you just get it near Liberty, he's trying to, as much as possible, now wearing 11 because he was disrobed earlier in this game.
His number 2 jersey literally
in shambles,
torn to shreds because of the effort he's put in. And a lot of times I think it's cliche talking about the will to win, but this is one play where you can say
A7FL,
pure will to win.
A lot of these guys are doing it mostly on pure will. Liberty does have the requisite skill to do it and makes the play there.
Newman dropping back, looking to throw again. This one, corner of the end zone. Liberty makes the catch! Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Mike Liberty is doing it all for the Old Bridge Hawks, and they take the lead with 32 seconds to go.
We have watched an entire game of football where at times, Jack, let's be honest with ourselves, it was a little bit tough to watch the offenses trying to do that. But after a big play from Liberty to convert the 1st down, snatching the ball out of the air, you see the confidence in Bobby Newman. He's going to go back to Liberty in the corner route for the end zone. And just so you guys see at home, you're obviously seeing a great play on the field. My play-by-play guy, Jack Bartek, jumps out of his seat as this is an impossible win that the Hawks are grabbing out of the jaws of defeat. And Liberty gets the catch there, gets the feet in there, and is already celebrating, knowing exactly what he did, which is everything to get the win here for his Hawks. Now, there is still 32 seconds left, and Jack, we cannot sit here confidently and say that this game is over because there's still a 3-on-1.
We thought it was over a minute ago.
We saw somehow Mark Diggs in the end of the game drop a dime over Liberty, who was doing everything he could on the defensive side of the ball to make an opportunity for his Hawks to win on a 3rd and 9 that the Vipers were able to convert.
This is the A7FL on Fight. If you don't love this, you don't love football.
I don't think I've sweat this much in a game this season as a drop-back quarterback. As much as I've been sweating in this booth watching this 4th quarter unfold.
Going for 2 from the 10. Newman dropping back once more, rolling out left. Heaves one up into the end zone. It's intercepted. Can't be run back. And so the lead will remain at 5 with 31 seconds to play.
But he's one of the men at fault, as we see Stensgaard with a good throw so far here. He's been able to throw it off pretty far.
Lets it fly. It's returnable for Eastman. Trying to get down the right sideline. Has a step. Has some room, and he stepped out of bounds once again. Otherwise, he might have done the unthinkable. I don't even believe what I'm watching, Corey.
Honestly, I just wanted him to go up that sideline and not have the whistle blow. From our perspective, the distance that we have right now, as you see Bobby Newman, who has not looked great at quarterback, but you look at his stats, he's fantastic, 6 for 8, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Eastman running up the sideline, you almost wanted it just for karma's sake, just for the fact that the Vipers this entire game have looked like the better team, just because you feel bad for the kid, because how many times has he stepped out of bounds and it's been that same exact spot almost every time. But at the end of the day, you got to execute. You got to make the play. And who's been able to make the play, Jack? It's been Mike Liberty. It's been Slick, number 0 for the Hawks. The Hawks, even though they have not been the better team today, they have made the bigger plays. And now, with 31 seconds left, the Hawks up 18. The Vipers down by 5. You look at that guy, Mark Diggs, and as quickly as we were, and my producers are in the back ready to give a play of the game to a guy well before the game was over. Obviously, we need to change that up, because I think we're going to have to say it's Liberty now.
Wow. I am just shocked right now.
Our hearts, we've gotten more action in the past 45 seconds
than we did all game.
Than we have in 58 minutes before that. But the fact is that when time is on the clock in football, high school, college, NFL, A7FL especially, when there is 31 seconds on the clock, the Vipers, with one timeout, they still have a hypothetical shot in this game. And if any team has been able to throw the ball, even though the Hawks made it look easy on that last drive, it's been the Vipers. So let's see what Diggs can do here. 1st and 10, 31 seconds.
Diggs on the little screen. Eastman working up the middle. He's flying down the middle. Gets the first down and more past midfield. And they'll use one of their 2 remaining timeouts to stop the clock with 21 seconds to play.
Eastman's got the speed, and he is bursting through. And I think the smartest thing he did there, Jack, is maybe we're making light of it. The smartest thing he did there is he ran up the middle of the field, staying as far away from the sideline as possible. And they do get within range so that if they get one more play here and out of bounds, I haven't seen the length that Diggs has on that arm. You know, the actual
we've only really seen the slants.
The Hail Mary, but I mean,
the big play was the deepest throw he made.
45 yards. If you can't get it that far, then you gotta look at yourself there. But they're within range now.
Diggs throwing again over the middle. It's Momo trying to work to the sideline. Did he get out?
I think he did get out of bounds. Now they
will stop the clock.
They only get about 6-7 yards on that play. Momo catches it in the middle of the field, and I think they don't have any timeouts left. So they're going to have to work the sideline. These are going to have to be deep, accurate throws from Diggs. Not saying he can't do it. It's going to be a difficult task. But with 15 seconds left, they probably have one shot at a quick hitter. And then maybe they can get a Hail Mary type play. But, Jack,
no timeouts remain. 15 seconds left.
We are coming down to the absolute wire in a game where 2 teams are fighting desperately to get that win with what looks like their schedule is going to be real difficult for them to get it in 2 weeks from now after Mother's Day. Diggs, 2nd and 4.
From the 42, Diggs looking to heave one up. The pressure's coming. He evades it. Finds Momo on the short pass. He's working to get out of bounds. A huge gain up to the 31. Gets out of bounds with 7 seconds to play. And it's not over yet.
Yeah, successful, really low time drives happen a lot like this. The first play, they have the timeout. They gain about 15 yards on the Eastman completion, and he just bursts for it, a big gain. And then Momo wisely gets out of bounds 2 plays in a row. Doesn't get a lot of yardage, but at the end of the day, they're at the 29-yard line with 6 seconds left. This is going to be pretty much the last play of the game, because if they throw a quick pass and they try to do some kind of, pitch back, lateral stuff, I mean, that may be an option here. But with you're at the 29-yard line, you have enough arm to get it there. The Hawks are making a mistake here. They're only sending 2 guys.
Diggs back to throw, heaving one up towards the end zone into double coverage. It's knocked away. 1 second
left.
Might remain. And no, they're going to say that's it.
And he's looking for Mud Dog. He's looking for a big guy downfield. problem with the height advantage that they have. They lose out on the athletic advantage as Liberty and Hamburg are able to knock it down. Hawks.
Wow.
Win. How?
What a game. The Hawks do the unthinkable, getting their first win of the season. It looked like they were dead and gone in the fourth quarter, and they pulled life out of nowhere.
This actually happened to the Hawks in the Spanktown game earlier this season. They should have been the winners. Spanktown ripped a win out of the jaws of defeat there. The Hawks learned from that. They're down 13-0 here in the fourth quarter, score an unanswered 18 points in the row. They get that big, huge play to get the tying opportunity. Bobby Newman misses on the throw to Liberty in the end zone for the conversion that would have tied it up. And miraculously, the Vipers just give it back after a huge conversion on 3rd and 9. Perfect pass from Mark Diggs to Tay, the wide receiver. And then they just hand it right back over to the Hawks, and the Hawks say, "Thank you very much, sir." Take advantage of it, and they get their first win of the season with a shot potentially maybe to make the playoffs as if a lot of things have to break their way. And
But listen, a lot of things had to break their way in this one, and look what happened.
Jack, the Hawks have to beat me and the Renegades, and they're not going to do that in 2 weeks. Let's be honest, and I'm just going to say that out loud as clearly as I can. They're not going to do that. I can guarantee a victory there. But
wow.
Yeah, and I'll bring the smoke. But you saw them play. They had to do every single thing possible to win this game, and I think the biggest thing that they had going for them was the heart and the will of Mike Liberty.
This has been a broadcast of the American Sevens Football League. Like, follow, and share on our Facebook page at A7FL TV.